Welcome. This is a recording of adults playing or talking about tabletop games. This means that adult language and/or themes may occur within that could be seen as inappropriate for younger audiences. Thank you. Okay, so
We won?
you've defeated the Skinwalker and his crew
Won the battle, lost the war.
at the expense of unknown influence and damage to the Knights Templar Commander Mary.
Wait, she died?
You don't
No,
know.
but-
Unknown influence.
Oh, okay.
She got, and the goo is inside of her.
Yeah,
Oh
that's...
shit!
So, what do you guys do?
What the hell, guys? I
I'm gonna-
walk away for like a minute, and then now she has black goo in her.
I'm gonna tie up Azazel. And, shouldn't we look for the Inquisitor? Because I'm pretty sure that there's still a real Inquisitor. Oh no, but he's dead because
He's gonna be dead.
Yeah, I forgot they had to kill somebody and take their skin.
I would say that's probably the most humane way to do it. Because walking around without your skin on as a humanoid would be very painful.
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, well let's tie up Azazel. And who do we have that's best at healing? Probably Matthew at this point, right?
Yeah.
Whose clock is that?
Not me.
Yeah, I'm
Like
not
a weird
analog.
tapping noise. It's really loud.
No idea.
Oh, I think it's you, Steven.
I think it's Steven. Because you're the only blue that
Oh,
lights
it's my
up
fan.
besides Kiro.
It's my fan.
Oh,
I'll get it.
The click. No, you're fine.
No, it's all
It's
good.
fine. Or not. God, I hate drinking this piss water.
Well, then get better beer.
Stop drinking. Stop peeing in your water
I
there.
already
Mike,
went
why are
through.
you drinking it then?
So like, not but like 5 days ago, I bought 3 packs of 24 packs of Yingling, a 12 pack of Amberbach, and some Grolsch, and it's all gone.
Heavy drinker much?
The opposite of beer fairies.
Yeah. Beer bellies is what caused that.
Probably.
So
I'm like, are you drinking it or?
yeah, I'm drinking most of it. I mean, not all the Yingling, but the Amberbach and the Grolsch definitely was me. So what's the plan? You want to find the body of the Inquisitor, if possible.
No, I mean that's low priority.
One
I
can,
forgot you'd
one
be
can
dead.
assume Inquisitor is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask Matthew what he needs us to do. Since I'm right there.
He kind of looks over at you, and he's kind of like got that like 1,000-mile stare at this point, as like he's kind of focusing on Mary, and he just looks at you and he says, "Get help," and then like as like I guess you like kind of are you kind of like responding immediately?
Yep.
Like
I'm
as
going
you
for it.
turn, he goes, "Get Kane."
Okay.
Oh, the old dude.
I'm going
Yeah.
for Kane. Somebody want to come with me? Because I got 13 health.
I'm watching Azazel.
Oh, you were that
Sorry.
close?
I'll go with you.
That's
Oh, dude,
another-
I was just eating shots.
Yeah, you were.
I'm sort of like
when do you
covered
not?
in blood though, so.
Oh, dude, I just said screw it. I have goal. I'm just gonna eat them. It's gonna happen either way. No point in avoiding it.
You are the boss
I
of
can
almost
go too.
dying every session.
I
He's
know.
the meat. He is the bullet sponge.
It's since that dog got a hold of me.
Okay, so who's
Okay.
who's going out to find Kane?
This guy.
Those two.
Okay,
I'm covered in blood, so people will move out of the way.
So am I. I am blood.
do you like just scream rage like all the way down the hall? Choo choo, motherfuckers!
Do it. Do it. I want to be.
Sure. Out of the way!
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you're like out of the way now. I think at a certain point, like a couple guards, like you start to see like guards kind of rush down the hall, and they just see this like giant beast of a woman covered like head to toe in blood, running right at them. And instead of like the normal method of like Templar
With a
mentality.
spooky mask on.
Yeah, with the spooky mask on and like the flaming yellow eyes and the flaming your gauntlets are still like flaming too. Instead of like thinking, we should probably stop this. They just like peel to either side and let you both just keep running past. And you get to Kane's
Are any
place.
of them dark? Because if they
yeah, you
are,
can
I will
still see
punch
them.
them on the way through.
So
Okay.
what you see with them is much. So remember, all Templars give off a glow. They seem to almost give off such a little glow. They seem like normal humans.
Like Matthew. Except
Except for like Matthew started at a higher threshold point.
Yeah, so he's diminished, but he's still.
So
pretty
he's
badass.
still pretty badass, but they are basically like benign. Realistically, if they were to like, what you can actually, Bren, give me an empathy check before I start just telling you everything.
That's under willpower?
Yep. Wait.
I have it under
Empathy is
perception.
Perception.
Oh. Okay.
Well, that was a good roll. So
9.
That was not so much.
You don't really know the extent of everything, but you can tell that this is, in some way, shape, or form, like they've lost touch with their faith.
Oh my gosh, like me!
Except for theirs is probably more like some outside force affecting it versus anything else. So yeah, you guys are charging off to go find Kane. What is Flowers and Roland doing?
I'm hog tying Azazel in a as painful and restricting a way as possible.
Okay, yeah, that
Cut
doesn't take
off-
very long. I think like
cut off his
probably
legs again.
someone cutting off his legs.
Yeah.
Chop off his feeties.
Actually, I mean, not a bad alloy didn't really hinder him before.
He just got a new skin and said GTFO.
Well, remember, you guys, Roland, you specifically visited him at least a second time.
Yeah.
He was healing the second time. Remember, that was the whole thing with Matthew when he originally cut off the feet, was everyone's like, and he's like, they'll grow back.
Okay, well then I'm gonna cut his feet off.
Yeah, okay. I'm okay with that. I just wanted to, like, remind you that that is why he wasn't walking around.
It's not
on
gonna be
stumps.
forever. Yeah.
That's one of the
Okay.
skinwalkers or demon traits. Is
Well, shit.
that...
I'm gonna cut his feet and his hands off,
Okay, a little morbid,
and then
but I dig it.
I'll use the burning desk to like cauterize the wounds, I guess.
So, like, maybe you, like, peel a burning, like, piece
Timber
of the
off.
wood.
Yeah.
Okay. He kind of, like, stirs and groans in his unconsciousness when you do the
I
cauterizing.
punch him in the face.
Awesome. He's getting near death. I don't know, like, I know you're, like, you're role-playing, but, like, just saying, at a
Yeah,
certain
no, he's
point,
almost dead.
when you're,
Yeah.
like, damaging him and
Yeah.
burning him and then punching him, at a certain point, that unconscious threshold disappears into permanent
won't punch him.
unconsciousness.
I won't punch him.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that, like, I will kill this character if you so deem it necessary.
Don't say that, because I'm tempted.
I know you are. I'm okay with that. You should have temptation, Templar.
No, we're gonna
Flowers, are
see
you
if he
doing
knows
anything
anything.
while he's doing the dirty work?
I'm gonna clear the rest of the room, make sure nothing else is hiding, and kind of search the rest of the room, see if there's
So you
anything.
check, like,
other
the
goodies.
doors and behind all the pews
Yeah.
and shit like that? Post
Mhm.
up near
Smart.
them? Awesome.
Can we maybe put out the fire too?
Yeah. you can see, at least that, as Matthew's the only other person in the room, you can see, like, at this point Mary's completely unconscious as well, and he's got her he actually put her up onto the desk area away from, like, where the flame would be, but he's, like, seated in what was his chair, and he's, like, got her hand clasped between both of his, like, fingers knitted, and he's praying. And you can tell that there's a kind of frustration coming from his words. Like, it's obvious to everyone. There's no need to even roll for it. Like, you can tell that something's an issue with him.
I mean, I feel like if we interrupt him, it's not going to go well. So should we bother asking, or?
That's up to you.
Yeah. Is it possible for me to like add my holy power? Like, can I just kind of after Zazel's tied up, leave him somewhere I can see him and help him pray?
Yeah, you could definitely try to do that. How do you want to try to assist him? Basically, this is like an assist roll.
Well, I mean, I want to make sure Azazel's where I can see him, and then I want to, I guess,
Well,
just
you also
roll
have flowers.
willpower.
You can have flowers watch Azazel after you. I mean, you did chop off the guy's hands and feet.
That works too. So I just roll willpower, probably?
Yeah, I need a willpower check from you.
I'll just kind of like sit nearby and offer support.
Okay, so you didn't really do that hot on that willpower check.
Yeah.
So, what do you feel stops you? I mean, a lot of your willpower previous in our stories has been about
Like family.
family.
Yeah.
What is stopping you at this point? And if you want, I'd actually say you could tell a story to us, the story that you have to tell, if it would possibly aid you in explaining that. I would take that story as a
I
example.
was planning on telling the story of how Azazel killed my family, but I don't know how appropriate that would be in this situation. So maybe I'll
He
save the
succeeded
story,
again?
or- Yeah, but
I
also
mean-
then I'm not telling it to half of our team is missing,
Right,
so they won't be
obviously.
able to ask questions.
Right, but this is remember, this is outside of character. Like this is Steven telling us as a group of players about Roland, and you can say at the end, and that is why Roland just failed his will check. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and then they can ask questions and stuff.
Right,
That's
and then
cool,
they
yeah,
can
'cause
ask
I was just
questions
gonna tell
and
the
stuff.
story of how Azazel.
Right.
Yeah.
So if
Okay.
you want to describe that to him and explain it, just so we can ask questions and
Okay,
kinda
so-
get that.
Backstory on Roland: he was in the military. He was pretty good at it. He didn't like it. He got out after like 6 years. He was in his 20s. He met. I don't have a name for my wife, do I? Oh yeah, I think I named it after my girlfriend. Is that Jessica? Right? Yeah, whatever. My
That's-
wife. We had.
I'd like to point out that your girlfriend therefore is dead, so I'm not sure if that's like sweet
that's
or
why I
like
thought it was funny.
your girlfriend's dead.
No. I named the wife Jessica because she'd
Okay.
die and I could make fun of her.
Okay.
Anyway, so my dude gets out of the
Wow.
military. Was good at it but hated it. Generic hero story. Meets the wife that like kind of calms the demons and makes him better. And I get a job as a librarian, trying to like go as low key and like calm as possible. We have 2 kids. One of them is the older one who is now a Templar that's missing, maybe dead, but whatever. And so I guess I don't know exactly how the demon gates opened and everything went to shit real fast, right?
Super fast.
Okay, so I'm in my
But this
library.
is where kind of like the story starts. Is
Yes. So everything goes to shit real fast. I'm sitting there cataloging books. My first thought is, oh fuck. Oh, my older son is with me. So everything goes to shit. And obviously our first thought is, let's get to, your mom and your brother. So we take off. I've got, I guess, a gun in the car. So just like if there's any small demons or something,
right.
I'm okay on the way to the house. As I get to the house, is any of this contradicting like the actual world or like? Because I don't know that much about the initial demon gate. Okay, so as I get to the house, Azazel is dragging my wife and the younger kid out of our house, and I guess he just kind of offs them with the, oh no, he used the pistol because Zach, you said that when you picked up the pistol, you saw my wife and kid. So
Right.
I guess he offs the wife and the kid with the pistol, and Roland wouldn't really chase after him, right? Because now I got to defend my son. So I take a couple pot shots at him. He runs away, and I go and mourn the wife and the son. And then from there, we bury them and just kind of survive day
Well,
to day.
realistically, you wouldn't be
Templars.
able to bury them. You would have had to have gone underground right quick. So maybe
So there's
that's
a
part
lot
of
of
it.
demons.
Yeah.
So there's a
well,
lot
I
of
mean,
demons?
enough that you can't spend the time to dig
Okay.
graves,
See, that's what I did. Yeah, I didn't know how much
Yeah.
was going on.
which
Okay,
might
perfect.
lend to
So
part
there-
of the guilt that you kind of have with the whole thing is
Yeah.
that you never got to lay them the rest.
Yeah, so I guess I had just enough time to kind of run inside and grab my bug out bag and get my kid to safety.
Mm-hmm.
And so what did like somebody that was were the Templars set up like before the war? Is there like now somebody? Okay, so somebody sees this dude knows what he's doing. Let's get him down into the shelter.
Right,
And I'm
yeah.
down in the shelter, and I joined the Templar. My son joins the Templars as he ages, and we spend years as just good, boring foot soldiers until shortly before, like a year before I meet these guys, my son is sent out on a pretty sketchy clandestine mission, and nobody accepts. Who comes back? Wasn't there one other person on the mission with them?
That was what Flowers. You were on that mission.
For which one?
The mission that his
With
son,
my family.
That his son
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah.
And Flowers is like the only survivor, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like him,
Or like
and-
one of the few.
One of the few. There was a group of them, and like he was like the one that got everyone back but your son.
Yeah. It wasn't like a normal, like, let's go get some food or kill this nest of demons. It was like some larger mission that someone sent them out on.
Right.
And at that point, I kind of felt disillusioned with the Templars because, you know, my kid was a good soldier, but he was young, he was inexperienced. Why would he be sent on this crazy mission? And we don't know if he's dead, if he's being tortured somewhere. So I kind of stepped back, and I'm withdrawn.
Well,
I'm still. a
and
good
don't forget,
soldier, but-
Azazel actually mentioned that your son's still alive.
Oh, you're right. So now, at this point, I know that my kid's out there somewhere, most likely with a nest of demons.
And that he was torturing him.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've got pretty good reasons to be cutting off Azazel's hands and feet.
So,
But
I'll
wait, then I
post-
don't want to. Then I don't want Azazel dead. I want to torture his ass until I find out about my kid. Okay.
That was initially the first reason that you wouldn't want to kill him. Now you have two reasons.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about. Okay.
So first question as the DM is, with Azazel coming back into the picture, I want to know. I mean, obviously Roland's kind of gotten really dark as a character. I would like to know how Roland's faith is right now, because like you were disillusioned with the Templars because of the son dying, and now you have Azazel back, and he's kind of explained that like, hey, by the way, I actually was the one that got your son, and I've been torturing the shit out of him, and all this kind of stuff. Like, how does the faith work on that? And like, I guess I kind of want to hear how that ties in with like why your faith is shaky and trying to assist Mary.
Okay, well, the way that I have been thinking about Roland isn't that like he enjoys the violence and stuff. It's just that he's very much like, since he lost his family, he slipped back into the old like soldier ways, and he's gonna do whatever it takes as soon as possible. But like, if we get into a bar brawl, I'm not gonna just be tearing dudes' heads off. I'm gonna try and stop the bar brawl. You know?
Right.
But when we're in battle and this dude just stopped me from killing Azazel, yeah, I'm gonna.
So you're in the
freaking, you know,
all is fair in war kind of mentality.
Yes. Yeah, and my faith is more in. I guess it's not really faith. It's more like memories of your family that give you like strength and like the desire to live up to what my wife would have wanted me to be, and now to get my son back.
So how does that work with the failure and supporting Mary through your faith?
I guess maybe I feel like I haven't been living up to what my wife would have wanted, and that I've been spending so much time fucking around that like I didn't do well enough, you know, like I was off playing vigilante instead of
You had another
being with the
chance to
council and-
save a woman,
And I
particularly
failed, yeah.
from Azazel, and once more he succeeded and beat you, kind of.
yeah, while we're off fucking around with, you know, I mean, sure, Skinwalker's been not like the main guys. If we'd been with the council, maybe we could have prevented this, and I
Right.
feel like as the oldest guy, you know, I failed.
Okay. Anyone else got questions about a story? Got to have someone
And I-
to get the extra
What-
reroll.
What do you think should have been done to prevent that then?
Which thing? Her Mary getting
Or
food,
to-
or my family, or what?
Or to go... What do you think? What do you think your wife would have wanted you to do then?
Like, I guess he's saying, like, what does Roland feel is his wife's expectation of him?
Yes, that.
To not do what I've done, slip into soldier ways. Like, every time that I would try and break up a bar brawl,
to be a defender versus a killer?
Yeah, like, she's totally cool with me cutting some dudes' heads off, but it needs to be in the right spirit, and maybe I've been a little too bloodthirsty.
Versus,
like, I had a secret desire to join Kiro in the fighting arena, even though I knew it wasn't what she would have wanted.
Right.
So I feel like I've been kind of conflicted.
Your vengeance is taking a little bit stronger hold of you than your
Yeah,
obligation
like I was...
to defend and protect.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I don't know why the song "Be a Man" came into my brain.
Well, they're preparing for
shit.
war to defend the country.
Yeah. Be a man.
Fantastic song, too, with a little bit, maybe not the best message.
Yeah. So, anyone else? I mean, Roland gets to technically pick, and right now there's only one choice. But if that's all that you guys have for questions, that's okay.
Or I feel like I wasn't...
Do you hate flowers?
That's fair.
Ooh,
what's your
that's a good
opinion
question.
of flowers?
Well, I don't really know. As far as I know, he's a good soldier, right? And he's shown multiple times that he's willing to put himself in danger for his friends.
Right. But
so,
I think...
Have we ever talked about it? Like...
That's up to you to I mean, this is where you can fill in stuff. So you can say, maybe, do you have a past with flowers where maybe you confronted him? Did you ever get drunk once and, like, kind of blame him for it? Did you... I mean, that's up to you to kind of... I mean, Nate gets a little bit of say... Right, he gets a little bit of say, like, I'm not... That's not really my character, but, like, you could totally be like, I hold animosity against him secretly, even though I know it's not really his fault, or, you know, I mean, that's up to you.
You know, I would like to say that as somebody who's been on missions and been to war and everything, I would kind of understand that
it's just a casualty of war.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but, like, sometimes you can do everything you can possibly do and shit's still gonna go south. You know, we were tearing through these dudes, but she still got gooed.
Right.
You know, so I don't think that I would really... Maybe I would have questions for him, like I would want him to help me get him back, but I don't think that I would really think it was his fault, you know?
Okay. Then my
saw
question would then be, because I find that interesting, and as a DM, I'd want to know, if you obviously have these questions, and you don't really blame him, what's prevented you from ever actively seeking to ask him those questions? Because you haven't yet.
Out of character, I forgot that he was on the mission. So in character, I guess I'll say that, well, before I knew that my son was alive, I just didn't really want to know. You know, I kind of wanted to move past it because I had assumed that my son was dead. And then recently when Azazel confirmed he was alive, now I would want to question him and try and learn more about it.
So yeah, so maybe you were afraid to actually hear the truth that you kind of already felt you knew, and now there's a reason to actually ask those questions.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Right. Okay, cool. So Nate and Zach each asked questions about your story. You can choose which one you felt was more pertinent.
Wait, couldn't we roll again? Didn't me and Nate get a special thing this session that we didn't use?
Yeah, you guys have had it.
But we didn't use it.
I haven't had a need. I haven't missed.
Yeah, so
yeah, you guys really didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
There's
what
still
does it do?
more.
It lets you reroll
I mean,
something.
Realistically, we kind of only have like 30 more minutes ish. But tell you what, since this is kind of like our first time back in like a month, I'll let you guys hold on to those for one more session, because we kind of forgot about. I kind of forgot about it too. To remind you guys.
Do they only get it, or does everybody get it?
Only the storyteller and a person of his choice get it. So last time it was Nate and Steven that got it.
I thought I got it because I asked a question or something.
Oh, you might have. I mean, technically, he can pick
I have
a person
something that says I can re-roll once next game.
There, so maybe it was probably Nate and Kiro. You didn't get it, so now Nate and Kiro, you each have one. So either this session or next session, you have to use it. Otherwise, it's gone forever.
Just
Steven,
one or two?
One roll. Your choice at
Okay.
any point in time. Before I tell you the outcome, you can be like, fuck that roll, I'm re-rolling.
Okay, so
You get one.
Zach. Yeah, but now I have to pick another. Zach asked about my faith and why it wasn't working. Nate asked about my son. They're both about equal. Just for fairness' sake, I should go with Zach in the reroll.
Okay, that's fine.
Since they're both
I mean, you
pertinent
can totally do it for strategy. So all of
Alright.
you now, until the end of next session, have available to you at any point in time. If you fuck up a roll, you can re-roll that roll and take the higher of the two. It's not like that one thing, Zach, where you're scouting, you can choose the re-roll and take the second roll. You can always take the higher one. So like if you like roll like triple ones on the second roll, you can still take the previous, your original roll. Just so you guys know. Okay. So, so yeah, Roland, you go over it, and you don't really like partake like in a intimate fashion with Mary, but you sit
Just
down
praying near them,
and
maybe.
you just try to focus on the good things.
Mm-hmm.
1 second.
And that's when the meteor hit.
Brax. Shh.
Sorry, one of my dad's clients' server just crashed, so he was asking if he needed help, if I'd come out to help him try to get the server back up. Because the only
We don't have that much time on
server
that.
things I know is SPS or SBS, and only a little bit. So, anyways, so yeah, so you're praying, you're focusing on memories of your loved ones, and maybe a little bit more focusing on the possibility of life from your lineage, knowing that your son's alive, and trying to recenter yourself back to the memories of who your wife saw you as. And you keep smelling the burning flesh from the cauterization of Azazel, and you just remember that you were the one that did it, and it was the vengeance in your mind, and that sickening war smell of being overseas, maybe in some war fighting, and burnt bodies and dead people, and there's blood. The smell of iron is all over the room. I mean, there's a wall cover painted with it right now. and just all those senses are affecting you and ruining your concentration to help Mary. At this point, I'm gonna say that Ren and Zeke, you guys arrive at Deckard's office, and when you do you knock or do you just bust in?
I'm busting in.
Okay, so like Ren, like which one? You're a little bit ahead of him. I want to know like what you're doing first before like I orate this.
I'll bust in. Fuck it.
Okay, so like I think like you slam on the door, and then like Zeke, you try to like be like, yeah, I'm a part of this too. So like you kind of find a spot where like she isn't, and like you kick the door a little bit to try to like show that you're a man too. Even though like it's a woman that basically did all the work. And
I'm not...
Deckard, like you can tell like he was probably like napping or something, because he's got like this giant like magical tome like pressed up against him, and like he's kind of got like a little spittle going down like the side of his face into like his awesome wizard beard, and like his head's kind of rolling, and like he kind of looks up and he's like, oh,
Stay a while. Listen.
no, totally not
Sorry.
saying stay a while and listen. And he just kind of like he's like blinking awake, and he's like, Ren, what can I do for you?
I'm just gonna be like, what was the Inquisitor's name again?
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus?
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus was a wee little man, and a wee little man was he. He climbed up in the sycamore tree to see what he could see.
Okay, I'm just gonna be like,
That's actually a kid's song.
Zacchaeus was a skinwalker.
I'm just gonna relay
And
to him.
Mary's in trouble.
I'm just gonna relay to him everything that's happened, and it's short and sweet.
Okay. He's like, oh, Zacchaeus couldn't have been a skinwalker. I've known him for years.
He
I point
is-
at my face where
he
the
is-
mask is, and I'm like, according to this, he's a skinwalker. Come on.
No. According to him according to Azazel jumping out of his skin, he is.
Well,
Matthew
we'll
requests.
figure all this out later.
You guys
Take me
are
to Mary.
crazy.
You said Mary's in trouble. We have to help her first. And so he gets up and he's like kind of looks around. He finds his cane and he starts like slowly like kind of like moving as fast as he can at like whopping like
Can
2
I like
miles an hour.
piggyback him and just book it?
Yeah, you can totally like be like, "Come on, old man," and then like you. I think like he probably like couldn't like do a piggyback, but you could totally pick him up and like carry him like a
Just
small
do it.
child.
You just like gently
You
throw a
get
towel
covered
over
in
me because I'm
blood,
covered
yeah.
in blood still.
You like start to look around the room to like see something to wipe off, and he's like, "Never mind that. My robes have been covered in blood many times." And he just goes, "Go ahead. I'm an old man. I've already given away most of my dignity."
Pick him up and run with him.
Okay,
Let's
so
go.
so you pick him up and you start bolting out of the room.
Dun, dun, dun,
I'll take his
dun.
Zeke, because you're a rogue, I will give you a perception check.
Woohoo. Scene?
Fuck.
Seeing. And because you're kind of running behind. The room's filled with lots of magical and holy items.
AKA temptation.
Oh.
Anything in particular that I noticed?
I slap him across the face.
You're not a. You're already out of the room. You're booking it with him back. So, I can tell you generically what items look like, but you don't have any holy senses or arcane senses to really know what this is.
I
But
was just wondering if there was anything that I recognized that we may have lost beforehand.
the sword is in this room. You can easily see Zandalfon in this room.
I don't think
There's a
there's
really good chance it's
Also,
not
though-
gonna work. if It's stolen.
Also,
You can't like hide that though. It's a great sword.
that's where I'm going with this. Also, it is not the only item in this. Like, it is with a group of other blades, and with those other blades, you can see many other things. I could say it's pretty reasonable to assume that almost every one of these objects, like, I mean, there's rosaries, guns, swords, armor. One looks like some kind of like goggle like instrument. And they all seem to be on like one side of a room on like a nice long table. And you see that there's little tags with strings attached to them.
What do the tags say?
They seem to be the weird and very Latin names of beings. Like Zandalfon.
Oh, good thing I
Aw.
can't read Latin.
I want Zandalfon
I can.
back.
I can read
But-
music, but not Latin.
Roland can, but I wouldn't recommend telling him that you're stealing a bunch of holy shit.
I have to put this temptation in front of you.
Of course, of course.
Because realistically, it's there.
It is, and I was actually considering it. Okay, what is all there? What's small? What's small? I want small.
A knife.
Are you looking at so yeah? There's definitely going to be knives. There's going to be an assortment of guns there. There's an assortment of different blades. Everything from, well, I guess like from like knives all the way to like pole arms. of different types. I mean, like, there's the full sweeping movement of.
Why
these
does he
kind of
have
things.
all this stuff in his house? I thought it was supposed to be in the giant armory or whatever.
You can ask him that.
Well-
It was weird.
And then like over a little bit to the right, there's like a smaller table, and you can see that there's a bunch of tags and string that aren't attached to objects, but there's still like objects there, like, but they don't have any tags on them. On that one, there seems to be a crystal pendant. There's a pair of binoculars. There's a pocket knife. There's a squirt gun. And
A holy squirt gun.
what looks like like you know, like those like wind up toys like you used to get like in like McDonald's meals where like, you know, like it like walks. It's like one of those, and it's like a clapping like cymbal monkey.
Holy shit. It's COD Zombies monkeys. You throw it and it attracts all the zombies.
You said there was a holy pistol on there, right?
There's a pistol
Understood.
with a name on it, yeah.
Okay, I'll snag that and the tag, and
The tag on it.
yeah, with the tag on it,
Okay.
and the. I guess the the monkey in the tag
Okay.
or the thing. I don't know. That seems interesting. So I just. Yeah, I guess I'll go with that.
Okay. I need another perception check as you go to leave.
Sane? I'm assuming sane as well.
Yeah. As you go to leave, the glint of like an off faded amber catches your eye from the opposite side of the room, and you see what looks to be a trumpet sitting on like a classic like trumpet stand
A trumpet.
in the corner,
There's a trumpet there. Like it's just a trumpet.
and there's a tag on it.
So it's a holy trumpet. Or it's
There's some
got.
pretty badass holy trumpets in the Bible, so
Music, my hatred against trumpets.
See, I didn't know you had a hatred against trumpets, but that's
but-
even better now.
It's the one instrument that was like tried to be forced upon me like my entire life, and I said no. I like it as like it's a great instrument, very well used, but me myself using one is just like.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I'm gonna leave it there
Okay.
and carry on,
Okay.
making sure that these are well pocketed and out of sight.
Obviously, definitely understand that.
you better hope Roland doesn't see them.
So what was it? It was the a holy pistol.
I grabbed a holy pistol and
Dude, you better hope fucking Matthew doesn't see you.
I'll
Remember
be
to
pissed
remind,
if I kill
send
you.
me a message on Skype just so I have it in my notes to remember to tell you what that monkey does.
Okay.
That pistol is simply a holy pistol. So
Don't you have an two unholy pistols
Yeah, he's
still?
got a demonic pistol.
he's got a demonic pistol.
Oh.
This holy pistol is exactly like this is actually like your revolver, except for instead of unholy, it's holy, and it doesn't have the weird like creepy like shows you memories of past kills thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
So like stat wise, like how you like you'd have to activate it. So you'd have to like focus your faith, your willpower faith check, just like Roland and Ren do. But if you succeed, it will shoot holy bullets.
Gotcha.
So, which is a +2 bonus to its normal damage, just like the other one. But this does like flat damage, like where the unholy one, like it only works, like it doesn't work against unholy things. This one works across the board.
Oops, did not mean to do that.
All right. So, a few minutes later, Ren comes bursting into the room carrying a slightly disgruntled Deckard Cain, and runs. I assume you run him over to where Mary is?
Yes.
Okay. You see Matthew look up from his prayer, and he kind of he seems a little red faced, like kind of like flustered, kind of red faced, and he goes, Deckard, I can't seem to do anything to help him. Her. I can't seem to do anything to help her. My faith. I can't connect with God.
Dun dun dun.
He managed to light up his axe, though.
But I guess probably not in the way that he
Normally
Usually
does?
Uh-huh.
I mean, like it's one of those things like when you're skilled at something, like when if you like break your hand, you suddenly realize like how many things you use your hand for. It's kind of like that for him. Like he's like, it's just easy, and it's not easy anymore.
Just so you,
Yeah.
I'm
try to throw
thinking
it
it's
away out.
because he's in such a weakened state, like from the probably drinking the goo or whatever, and that's probably why. That's probably why he's not able to do it.
Maybe. Deckard goes, Matthew, just sit down and let me do my thing. I've been doing this far longer than you have. And he goes over to Mary and he starts praying. And you can see, like, at this point, like, he starts to concentrate. Ren, at this point, you can actually see that Deckard begins to glow with the radiance that normally Matthew glows with. You can see that because you're still wearing your mask.
That's still on?
Yeah, you never took it off.
I thought it turns off after a while. Can I help
after a
him?
while. I mean, literally, we're talking like this is all sub 5 minutes. Like,
Can I
literally,
help
your
him?
combat was like a minute or two. Do you want to try giving a faith check too? So,
Sure.
like, assist in the healing?
Yeah.
Lay it on me.
Whoopie-sha! Oh shit, I see red. Aw.
That's exactly what I rolled.
He just shakes me off.
No, you stand behind and what are you doing to aid Deckard in this?
Well, I was gonna put like my hand on his shoulder and try and do the prayer thing with him, but I guess that didn't quite work out. So
Okay, so yeah, you put your hand on his shoulder, but like instead of like sending your faith through your hand to him, the power that's radiating from Deckard right now is almost like flowing backward into you. Like that's how
maybe
much
I'm still like
radiance.
kind of adrenalinized from the battle too.
Maybe.
So
Yeah,
it's hard
your
to-
rage
yeah.
and stuff is kind of dissuading you, distracting you a
Yeah.
little bit. And you actually see, and at one point, he grabs and he pinches her nose close and he puts his hand over her mouth. And like you hear like Matthew kind of like grunt for a second and stand up, and he like snaps and he looks right at Matthew and he says, "Shut up." And then he like goes and begins lifting his hand, and you see the black ichor being pulled out of her mouth,
Icor?
like the black liquid. Ichor.
Oh, like
ICHOR.
Ichor?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ICHO.
Okay.
Ichor. You can say it either way.
Okay.
Technically, both are correct. Actually, interestingly enough, and you see him like begin to pull it out, and like he starts to shake, and then like it starts to pull itself back into her body.
Can I try again?
No.
Can I? Oh shit! You know what? I was gonna say, can I do the re-roll, but it's too late.
Yeah, you'd have to have told me like on that roll.
Yeah.
That would have been a good time.
Okay. Yeah, it would have.
So
And I think right about that time, as we go to wrap up the episode, her eyes snap open, and the entire like orb of her eyes is pitch black, like midnight black. And you hear it in Mary's voice, and it's kind of got like that double treble voice, like where there's like two voices talking in like a off harmony. You hear her say, "I am so cold. I can feel my father." And that's where we'll end the episode.
Yikes. And the father's dead.
Or there's a different father.
Right?
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
she
yeah,
looks like the Earl King's.
Yeah.
daughter, so-
So I wonder if she was a daughter the whole time, or if like this is how he makes his daughters, and the Earl King's turning on us.
Oh shit! It could be how he makes them. I was
Yeah.
thinking that maybe the goo was the daughter, like she became gooified.
Mm.
But you're probably more correct.
So now we gotta try and fight the Earl King, which we
Maybe.
probably should have done already. Maybe he's been lying to us the whole time.
Who knows?
So many questions.
Uh,
And Verci's just reveling in this.